Upbeat, mysterious music fades in and then lowers to a background hum. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a trip to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, to visit a place that's often called America's Most Haunted Hotel. From the outside, the 1886 Crescent Hotel looks like a stunning Victorian masterpiece, perched on a mountaintop with breathtaking views. But behind its beautiful stone walls lies a history so dark, it's said to have left a permanent stain on the property, a stain that whispers, screams, and wanders the halls to this very day. Built as a luxury resort for the Victorian elite, the Crescent Hotel enjoyed a glamorous but short-lived heyday. The high society guests eventually stopped coming, and the magnificent building fell into disrepair, changing hands multiple times. It was a conservatory for young women, a junior college, but its most infamous chapter began in 1937. That's when a man named Norman G. Baker bought the property. Now, Baker wasn't a hotelier. He was a millionaire inventor and radio personality who claimed to have discovered a cure for cancer. He wasn't a doctor, he had no medical training whatsoever, and his cure was a fraudulent, dangerous concoction. He turned the beautiful Crescent Hotel into the Baker Cancer Hospital, a place of false hope and unimaginable suffering. Baker lured desperate patients from all over the country, promising them a miracle that he could never deliver. They paid him their life savings for treatments that were, at best, useless and, at worst, torturous. He used a mixture of clover, corn silk, watermelon seed, and carbolic acid, injecting it directly into his patients' tumors. His methods were brutal, his promises were lies, and countless people suffered and died within these walls under his so-called care. It wasn't a hospital, it was a house of horrors disguised as a place of healing. The basement of the hotel served as his morgue. This is where he conducted gruesome experiments and stored the bodies of his victims. It's even said that he kept specimens, body parts preserved in jars of formaldehyde. When Baker was finally exposed as a fraud and arrested for mail fraud in 1940, the hospital was shut down. During a renovation decades later, in the 1960s, workers unearthed hundreds of these jars buried on the hotel grounds, a chilling physical reminder of the atrocities that took place here. With a history this tragic, it's no surprise that the Crescent Hotel is a hotbed of paranormal activity. The spirits of those who suffered here are believed to have never left. Let's talk about some of the most famous ghosts that call the Crescent home. One of the most frequently seen apparitions is a man in fine Victorian clothing, often spotted near the lobby bar. Staff and guests believe this is Michael, an Irish stonemason who helped build the hotel in 1885. The story goes that he fell from the roof during construction, landing in the area that is now room 218. This room is considered the most paranormally active spot in the entire hotel. Guests report the doors flying open, lights flickering, and the chilling sensation of being watched. Some have even seen a man's hands reaching out from the bathroom mirror or heard his cries of agony. Then there's Theodora. She's said to be the ghost of a cancer patient from Baker's era. Staff members often find her room 419, meticulously tidied up, even after they've left it for the next guest. She seems to be a gentle spirit, often seen fumbling for her keys outside the door, only to vanish when someone approaches to help. She's a sad, lingering presence, a reminder of the patients who checked in with hope but never checked out. In the grand dining room, guests have seen a gentleman in a top hat and formal wear sitting at a table as if waiting for a dance partner who will never arrive. He'll look up, make eye contact, and then simply fade away. Another spirit is a young woman who is believed to have been a student at the Women's Conservatory. She reportedly leaped from a balcony and is sometimes seen falling past the windows, a tragic replay of her final moments. But the most terrifying activity is concentrated in the basement, the old morgue. This is where Baker's most evil work took place, and the energy here is described as heavy, oppressive, and deeply unsettling. Tour guides and ghost hunters who venture down here have reported being touched, pushed and scratched by unseen forces. They capture EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, of screams, moans, and desperate pleas for help. One of the most famous apparitions from the morgue is a nurse, often seen pushing a gurney down the hallway. Her presence is usually accompanied by the smell of antiseptic and a sudden drop in temperature. Shadow figures are also a common sight, darting in and out of the old autopsy room, their forms dark and menacing. People have felt an overwhelming sense of dread and have fled the area in terror, feeling as if they were being chased. The hotel has fully embraced its haunted reputation. They offer nightly ghost tours that take brave visitors through the most active areas, including the infamous morgue. They've even preserved the autopsy room and a jar shelf discovery site as part of the tour, allowing people to see the physical evidence of Baker's horrific legacy for themselves. Professional paranormal investigation teams, like those from Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures, have all visited the Crescent and have captured compelling evidence of the spirits within. What makes the Crescent Hotel so compelling is that its hauntings are not just random bumps in the night. They are directly tied to the very real, very documented human suffering that occurred there. Each ghost story is a thread in the dark tapestry of its past. The spirit of Michael, the builder, represents the hotel's foundational tragedy. The ghosts of Baker's patients, like Theodora, are eternal reminders of the cruel deception they endured. The aggressive entities in the morgue seem to be the raw, residual energy of pain and terror. So, is the Crescent Hotel truly haunted? Thousands of eyewitness accounts, photographs, and audio recordings certainly suggest that something is going on within its historic walls. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the stories are undeniably chilling. It's a place where the veil between the past and the present feels incredibly thin, and where the echoes of history don't just whisper, they scream. What do you think? Have you ever stayed at the Crescent Hotel? Or would you be brave enough to? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. It's truly a fascinating and heartbreaking location where history and the supernatural collide. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of America's most haunted locations. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more spooky stories with me, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our next adventure. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.